All right, all that investment talk, let's not forget sometimes investing in real estate's a real fire starter and a fire alarm type of situation. So if you ever had the problem of having to evict a really horrible tenant, I've had those problems in my buildings. Not all this real estate investment stuff comes with like no problems. Sometimes you got to evict tenants that just don't want to leave or just aren't paying their bills, and now you're left behind and you don't know what to do. Here are 3 lessons I learned about evicting tenants. Number 1 is like start the eviction process early. If they didn't pay their rent for 30 days, like don't wait another 30 days. Get it going, get the paperwork going. You can always stop the process, but it's like the sooner you start, it takes a long time to evict somebody sometimes, and you just got to get it started. If you've seen a lot of red flags or fire alarms, I would just start that process early. Number 2 is hire the best possible attorneys. If you need attorneys, give us a call. We'll connect you with some great attorneys, but you want a specialized eviction attorney that can deal with the situation for you to make sure they go and present the case in front of the judge properly so you can get the best possible you could get the best possible results from the process, because evicting people is a long process. You don't want to have to get stuck in a situation, but if you do, if you have a tenant that is just horrible and just not paying, not taking care of anything, and just being, just giving you a lot of trouble, you just want to get a really good eviction attorney, okay? And next thing would be stay out of the conflicts with the tenants. Don't deal with it yourself. Don't try to go to court and represent your own case, right? You got to pay the professional as well. I think that getting into conflicts is just going to turn it into a much worse situation than just you trying to be as passive as possible and letting the proper attorneys and handle it with the courts, and then you do whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing in the process. I think that you really have to be careful there, because if you are the landlord, there's a lot there to unpack, and sometimes it gets a little frustrating. It's like here you are trying to pay a mortgage for your building, and now you got a tenant not paying you. So it's like, what are you supposed to do? And it feels like nothing's happening. I personally had a tenant not paying me for over 12 months. And it's a pretty frustrating process, but just try your best to stay out of it. Bonus tip, don't always believe what the tenant says. I mean, some tenants do fall behind. Just know your tenants, and some tenants just know how to play the game. I had a different tenant who wasn't paying me living in one of my buildings, and was living in another apartment and not paying them as well. So just some people are just out to get everyone. So just pay attention to who your tenants are. I know managing rental properties can be a challenge, so if you want to talk about your particular situation and what you can do about it, you can always give us a call. However, overall, I think it's great. It can be very lucrative, but a lot of times it does take work, and that's what people forget. It's not like you just buy a rental property, now you're making millions and millions of dollars. Sometimes there is a certain level of headache and a process that comes with that. So good luck.